my fellow crafters, welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. My name is David and today I'm going to make another Lavinia card. Very simple and quick card, I think it's going to be. But then again, with me, you never know. So let's switch the cameras and find out what we're going to do. Because I'm going to do gesso resist technique. So I've got my gesso here. I've got my card base. Put that safely to the side so I won't mess it up. I've got a piece of multivarious card that is quite new to me. It's this stuff. It's from Lavinia. It's the multivarious card. It's quite heavy, 330 grams, but it's not thick. So it's very nice, smooth paper. So I'm curious to work with that, find out how that works. Then I've got some stamps that I'm going to be using and this beautiful new stencil from Lavinia. So without any further ado, let's dive in and start this card. Now first what I want to do is I want to edge my card. So I'm going to take a Sharpie, just plain and simple, and I'm going to start to edge that card. Now I'm doing this because I've had that the other day, that I did it afterwards, and I scratched the paper. Now I don't want that. Now I don't want to do a black matte layer, but I do want this corner, this edge to be black. And I think this is a fun way of doing that. So I'm just having a scrap piece of paper here that I'm using to take my Sharpie and go around the card. Just like that. That's giving it a nice black edge. Now, excuse my unshaved face. It's Saturday. I didn't feel like shaving. I just felt like crafting. So I'm wearing my scrappy shirt and just having some fun in my craft room. So let's get this stencil out. Beautiful new stencil. I haven't used it yet, so we're just gonna have a go together. So I'm gonna position this on here. Now I just want the center of this to have the pattern. I'm just going to position this there. I'm going to get my gesso out and I'm just going to pour some, how am I going to do this? Just going to put some on my paper, I think. That's more than enough. Half of that could do. There we go. So that's that. I've got an old makeup sponge here. I'm just gonna dab that gesso, holding that stencil in place, and dab that on my card. Dab it, softly rub it, focusing on the center of that card, giving that a good layer of that gesso. Making sure all the nooks and crannies get some. Now just take a baby wipe and clean off my stencil. Simple as that. I'm not sure you can see, but the pattern is on the paper. So I'll put that to the side to dry. And then I'm just going to quickly dry this. Gesso dries quickly, but I want to make sure it's completely dry before I do anything else to that card. So just taking my heat gun and dry that. Now what I'm doing next is I'm taking Tethered Rose, which is a very light, I love this color. It's very chic, soft. I'm loading up my brush with that. And I'm just going to start in the center. Giving this a hint of that color. I love Tethered Rose. You can see that pattern coming through like magic. So I'm just going all over that gesso. Blending that out. Next I'm going to take my cloth. I'm just going to rub over the gesso to wipe off any excess. I can even take a baby wipe and very gently go over that, cleaning that gesso off. Making that perfectly white again. See? Beautiful. Now there was some glitter stuck to my rug, but that'll be fine. Right, next I'm going to take a piece of cloth and clean off my brush, because I need the same brush for my Victorian velvet. And I'm going to load up that color. Now starting from the sides, I'm just going to bring that color in. And I'm not looking for a perfect blend. It can be a bit splotchy and a bit, yeah, it adds structure to the background. These two colors together are beautiful. There we go. Coming back in with my cloth, rubbing that off. Now, I just want to come back in with that feathered rose. So I'm just quickly cleaning off my brush and get tethered rose out again. Just push this color back a tiny bit again, creating more of a blend between the two along the edge. Like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, that's that. Next, I'm taking one of the longer Next, I'm coming in with one of the acrylic blocks and taking out these beautiful stamps. These are called, what are they called? Lilium set. I'm just going to put the big one on first. Making sure that's straight. And then I'm going to take my VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. Just stamp out this beautiful detailed stamp. Just put it sideways because then I can see whether it's straight, yes or no. Just like that. Just giving that ink some time to sink in, giving pressure on all the details, just going around that stamp. Be careful not to slip because the gesso might be slippery. There we go, bit of a boo-boo there, but I'll figure out a way to fix that. Taking the smaller one. Inking that up. Just putting that quite close to the stem of the other one. And press. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful stamps. One more. Putting that one a bit higher. And press. Now, because I'm stamping on gesso, I'm going to heat set this because this is not going to dry on the gesso on its own, or it stays wet a long time. So I'm just gonna dry that and then I'll be back. Next, I'm going to take the little rabbits that are here and I'm gonna put them next to the stamps. Now I'm inking that up, making sure there's a good layer of ink on there. So that's inked up really well. And I'm going to position him right next to the flowers. And press. Giving that ink again time to sink in, making sure it's well adhered. We get a good, nice, solid image. Beautiful. That's shifted. Oof, that was good. I felt it shift a bit, but it went okay. That was a good save. So these are beautifully stamped on there. So next I'm coming in with my word stamp. And I'm gonna stamp that out using VersaFine Clair in Chianti. However, I'm gonna stamp that off a couple of times because I really want to make sure. I just want a light impression of this. I'm inking that up really well. Making sure I've got all the details. I will stamp it off. Stamp it off again and then have a look whether this is what I want. Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's have a look at the third generation. That's a bit too fake. Okay, second generation it is. Just inking that up. Stamping it off. And then I'm bringing in my card and just stamp that. Coming off the corner. Like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's repeat that. Ink it up. Stamp it off. And coming around here to put that onto the card. It's just giving it some structure again on the background. I like that. Okay, now let me have a look. I think we are nearly done. I love this structure, I love that. I just want to give it a soft hint. Just stepping that color off. I'm just going to come in around the corner, giving that a bit more depth, a bit more definition. So I'm starting off on the mat and without hardly any pressure. I'm just coming around the card to give that some color. So just letting the bristles do its job, no pressure. Just darkening up that edge so the focus will be drawn in towards the inside. You see how that brings the light from the center even more to the front? That's what I like. Next, I'm coming in with my Caran d'Ache watercolor pencils. Now you can use any watercolor pencils for this. It doesn't have to be the Caran d'Ache. I just happen to love them. I'm just getting my black one out and just giving this, giving the, what are they, rabbits, hares, Just grounding them, making sure they've got a bit of shadow. And also ground the stems of the flowers. Just using some of the black. Next I'm coming in with this pencil, the darker color. I think that's going to be beautiful with this. I'm just gonna give these flowers a hint of color. This is perfect for people that do not have coloring skills like me. Okay, put that one back. Then take my small Lavinia watercolor brush, some water, and just activate that color. Look at that pigment coming to life. I'm just taking the excess water off on my hand. I love how smooth this multivarious card is. It's a very nice cardstock. There we go. Beautiful. I'm forgetting to blend out my shadows under here. Next, I'm coming in with my Posca pen, the white Posca pen. I'm just going to place some dots, white dots on there, just on the top of these thingamabobblies that are sticking out. I just want to put a little highlight on the back and the ears of the hair. And I think that's it. Now I'm quickly going to dry all this stamping and white speckles I did on there. Then I'm going to put some tape behind this, like so. I love this tape. It holds the cardstock really well. So I'm peeling off the center bit, and then the other corners. Just peeling the start off and making a corner like that. Now let's line this up correctly. Even borders around, top and bottom. And then when I'm happy, I can just take this and pull it out, press it down. Do the same here. Same here. And the last one. There we have it. Here is our final result. Now, of course, you can take this stamp and stamp it on the inside as well. Finish it the way you want it. Put a sentiment on. I don't know yet what the occasion is that I'm going to be using this card for. So I'm not putting on a sentiment just yet. But even without a sentiment, I love how this card turned out. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching this one. I love how this card turned out. If you like this video as well, please give it a thumbs up because that will help other people to find my video as well. And while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That would really make my day. Thank you for watching this one, and I would love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye!